All right, let's flip it over to Tim. Everybody's familiar with Tim and Carol and Vicky and the Carol Royce team. Tim, how are you?
Yeah. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, man. There's Tim right there with Carol's team, and you guys are one of the premier real estate sales teams in the United States today. And tell us a little bit about how you've moved from this whole concept of working with affiliates and vendors, in other words, from using their money, because you guys have been doing this for a long time, and you've kind of taken it to a different level as well. Do you mind giving everybody an update?
So what we did, we still have some of these vendors in play. We have a great vendor book. We still have contributors from our home warranty company, our home inspectors, termite guys, all these guys. But what we really looked hard at, Todd, we looked at title and we looked at lending. We felt like that had the most amount of money that we could capitalize. So when Gold Star, this came out with you, Todd, they came around, we started talking around town, and there were some companies out there that were doing partnerships. So Nexa Mortgage, we own a branch. So Nexa Mortgage, Carol Royce, we have a branch. We have two loan officers right in my office, and they work right out of here helping our clients obtain loans. And we have one other LO that calls through the database, and she's doing wonderful. So we've only been doing this for a period of 90 days. And then we also did a joint venture with Title Alliance, and we've been doing that for approximately 45 days. So the Title Alliance number we've made in the 45 days, 28,000. And in the 90 days, we've made with our mortgage company, 50,729. That's in 90 days. So our projection for 2019 will be somewhere right about 350, 375 for money coming into our branch. And here's what that does. This is the thinking. This is the shift in the thinking. We just signed really large TV contracts just this morning, local and across the board on all the TV stations. And that money will help pay for that. So we can shift this money into TV, into radio, but it's like a monster. You just keep feeding this thing. The more you feed it, the bigger it gets. And sooner or later, because we're controlling these leads, and you can go out and hire who you want to hire when you want to hire them when you have this kind of power and this kind of cloud out there with call-ins that we're getting. You know, the mindset and the thinking and the shift in that, it's just something that I can't take all the credit. Carol and Vicki did a wonderful job in this arena. They saw the vision in this. They went out and made it happen. But it's something that will pay very big dividends. And this money, we don't have to come out of pocket to run these big campaigns. Does that make sense, Todd?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, now you've got your lender affiliate there with you. Is that right, Joe?
Joe is here.
Yes, I'm here, Todd. How you doing?
So you've got a little different deal here working with Tim and them. It's more of a partnership than it is an affiliate. Was that the right? Okay.
That's correct.
And I see that in a lot of our members here that are on today's webinar, people looking at it now and into the future. That is a natural progression of things. You know, we've got folks in Canada. They've got different laws, regulations. You got people here on the webinar. They have different ideas about the direction of their business, and these sort of things. But there is a progression. Like once you get rolling, once you get involved and you begin relationships with vendors, they become affiliate partners. And then you may even become an owner in some of these various companies. Like Jason has built the whole real estate enterprise, literally a franchise, project around the whole thing. So it is a big deal for everybody. Now, you guys are basically partners with Carol Roy's team there. Just give everybody real quick here. I'm just curious, while we're on the subject, let's walk it back. Let's say that you guys got your mortgage company there. I'm an agent and I want you to pay me money in return for doing business together.
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing is before going into the working for Nexa Mortgage, I actually came from the mortgage banking world, and I'm very familiar with being a loan officer, working for a big, large banking organization, trying to figure out ways of building partnerships and relationships with agents, right? And the only way that we can really come up with that is coming up with, for a lack of a better word, marketing agreements, where, for a lack of a better word, I pay an agent X amount of money to advertise on their website. And in return, my expectation was, hopefully, that I would get loans out of the partnership. But what ends up happening is when you work for the big, large banking institutions, they have a lot more overhead. Those fees have to be paid somehow, and they're typically calculated in interest rates, and you're limited on what you're able to do with a realtor partner. Mm-hmm. So as the interest rates started to go upwards, you started seeing more and more brokerages, and that's what Nexa is. It's an actual broker that we don't work with one bank. We work with 25 different banking institutions, and we don't have to follow all the rules and regulations of the big banking conglomerates. So where this came about, in my opinion, it's a win-win scenario is Nothing's worse, and I'm going to speak from a lender perspective on this. Nothing's worse when you set up a partnership with a particular realtor and you decide to pay them, let's just say it's $1,000 a month, and 90 days goes by and you don't get any buyers, you don't get any loans out of it. Well, the reason why this program was developed and why it works well is when Tim and Carol benefit, I benefit. So in other words, when they give me a buyer that translates into an actual loan, there is a certain percentage of that loan that goes into Tim and Carol's account for each and every single loan that we do. So it's in my best interest, obviously, to provide the best service and the best rates I possibly can for Tim and his organization. But in return, it's in his best interest as well to give me as many buyers as he possibly can, because the more loans I do, the more that goes into that, for lack of a better word, that bank account. And what's inside that bank account they can use to offset all of their marketing and platforms and things of that nature.
Yeah, so Todd, like our radio show, it's paid for. Our TV, this big package we put together as we get going, that'll be paid for. All of our expenses coming in 2019. They said, wow, how are you doing that? And people are just standing around dumbfounded. And it's like, it's not that hard.
Yeah. Hey, Win, the numbers don't lie. You guys said how many? 90 days?
Yeah, 90 days, we're at 50,000.
Yeah, and if you could see here, Todd, I know you touched on it. Some of the realtors that are out there that are saying, well, wow, Todd, how do I do this? I only do 3 loans. I only do 3 deals a month. Well, if you just average this out, I mean, we're doing a little over 3 deals a month, and we just started, and obviously we're growing more and more into this, but 3 deals a month is equated to $50,729 that Tim and Carol could use for advertising. So it is definitely a viable option, and for me as a lender, it's a win-win scenario because it's in Tim's best interest to send me as many deals as he possibly can. It's not just a flat, hey, let me pay you $500 a month type scenario or $1,000.
Yeah, Todd, it works out pretty good. I get a buyer, comes in, he gets a presentation, goes through the information with us, and then goes over to Joe, who sits literally right behind my desk and gets called. And, so the synergy with the sell part of it makes it even that much more easier. Many times, Todd, this is the key. He's able to turn buyers that we didn't have control over. Right. And we're starting to see that. So we're getting ready to bust out for December and January. Got huge numbers on the books. So I'm pretty excited. And Joe has the luxury of not having to have any expense in this from going out there and cold calling and marketing. He's just sitting back and letting these leads come into him. He's doing a wonderful job of converting them and closing them.
For December right now in closings, we have $2.25 million just in December. So, I mean, you look at over the last 90 days, we had $3.1 million. Over the last 90, well, in December alone, which I don't have on this sheet, we have $2.25 million just in the month of December alone. So you can see it's obviously, yeah, thank you. It's advantageous for myself being a loan officer because, as Tim's point, I'm not paying for the lunches and seminars and things of that nature. I mean, my job and sole duty is to convert as many buyers as Tim provides me. And the more buyers I convert, the more revenue that we both make.